Okay, picking up from where we left off in the last video, we've finished our program, we've decided to run with this very nice spray can thing, and we want to now export this as an applet and upload it onto Open Processing. So we need to do a few things here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this Export Applet button. We want to save the changes, so we'll say OK, and what it'll do, we've not saved this sketch yet, so I'm going to save this as Paint Can Demo. I'm going to save it in my processing folder, so processing knows where it is. Click Save, and now we can see in my processing folder I've got a new folder called Paint Can Demo. We've got paintcan.pd, which is the processing file, and it's exported this folder called applet. It's got a whole bunch of information. So now I'm going to put this onto Open Processing. We want to zip this folder up because that's what Open Processing is expecting. So on my Mac, I use two fingers, compress applet, and that produces applet.zip. Now I need a web browser, and I've got Open Processing saved here. It's just www.openprocessing.org. Am I logged in? I'll log out just so that you can see the whole process. So from the Open Processing web page, if you've not yet done so, click on the register button and fill in your details. You can use a pseudonym for your handle if you want, but please make sure there's some way of identifying who you actually are, your proper name. I've got an account set up already, so I believe this should get me on. Okay, cool. So when you log in, it brings you to your place where you've got your various wee pieces of sample code. So what I want to do is I want to upload from processing, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to give this a name, Paint Can Demo. I'm going to give it a small description, simple paint can program. Random pixels on around the current mouse position. You can obviously spend a wee bit more time to think about these things. We've already done these things. We've exported the applet and we've compressed the applet. So now what I need to do is I need to choose the file. And the one I'm interested in is my Paint Can Demo, which is down here. Get applet.zip and choose that. So once that's visible there, we click the upload button. Both the title and that are highlighted in green, which lets us know things are going alright. And it's going to just load up the applet here. We're just going to check to make sure that it's fine. So if I click on the applet, oh, sorry, it's still loading. So if I click on the applet, yep, everything's working as intended. That's great. We don't need to update anything else here. So it works great. Save and show on the home page. So this is what people will see when they browse your code on Open Processing. And the reason we've chosen to use this tool is because it's a really nice way to get your program out there. So you can ping this URL to any one of your pals on different courses, back home or whatever, and they can have a play with the things that you've made. By clicking here, you get to see the source code as well, which is really nice and easy. It's very transparent. And the important bit for us is this comment thread down here. So your assignment is going to be a collaboration between all of your team. So only one of your team members is going to be able to upload this using their account. We want all three of the team members to place a comment which is a personal reflection on what you've produced. So what did you do to help construct this program? What was your role in the team? What are your thoughts? What do you think is good about it? What do you think could be better? And the comment thread is the place that you're going to be able to do that. It's also got the usual things you'd expect from kind of social networking type point of view, where you can ping it up to Facebook and wherever else you like. Okay, so I think that's everything I want to say about that just now. So now what we need to do, we've uploaded it, it's visible, people can see it on Open Processing, but we need to put it into the classroom, because we've got a space on Open Processing for just us to collect our work. So if we click on Classrooms up here, down this list down here on the left, there's a whole bunch of different classrooms that have been set up by all different places. So CMUs, Carnegie Mellon University, there's lots of different people using this at lots of different levels, so feel free to take some time to have a wee poke about and see what other people are up to. But because we are applied computing and our code is AC, we're quite near the top, so you'll find the classroom AC11004, that's us. If you click on that, there's an example program from me already in week 1, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to submit a sketch from my portfolio to this classroom. So there's a few ways you can do this. If we were clever enough to remember the ID of the sketch that we just uploaded, we could have just copied that in, but I didn't do that this time, so we're going to select a sketch from our portfolio. We want to submit this sketch, which is Paint Can Demo, and I believe now we need to drag it and drop it into week 1. That's where we want all the week 1 submissions to be. Okay, so one of the differences you'll note here is this one here has got a thumbnail, which gives us a kind of clue of what the code's going to look like, what the program's going to do when it's running. That's just loading up as well, isn't it? My laptop's struggling a little bit. Come on, Java. Okay, there we go. So this is just drawing these circles. But it's got a thumbnail which is kind of nice, and this upload thumbnail button here is the key. So if we just go back to previous one, this one here that we've just uploaded newly, we can select to upload a thumbnail image. So all we do is we choose an image file and upload it, and then you'll get a nice wee thumbnail. That's a really useful thing to do, because for the purposes of the course it doesn't matter too much, because we're going to look at all of the sketches and see what's going on, but this stuff's also visible to everybody else using Open Processing, and there's a lot of users nowadays. It's really exploded. So if we look at recent uploads, for example, and really irritatingly, the grid of recent uploads is populated from the bottom. So the newest ones appear at the bottom rather than at the top, which is a little bit counterintuitive, but that's maybe just me. Come on, Open Processing. So we have been experiencing some speed issues with Open Processing, and I think it's been related to the volume of use. It's as simple as that. But we've not had any problems with it dropping out or crashing or anything. So don't worry. Just be patient. Not sure how this is going to perform in the lab machines either, but you can keep me posted on that. So here we are. So here's an example of all the sketches which have been put up onto Open Processing. And the point I was going to make about thumbnails is this looks quite interesting and that looks really quite interesting. That makes me want to click on it as I'm just browsing. I don't care about these ones because I don't know what they are. I'm not being given a wee visual clue as to what's going on. I can tell from this thumbnail that this is Pong, and indeed it's called Super Pong, so someone's coded that up. So it makes a difference to your standing in the community and the likelihood of other people outside the course having a look at your stuff. So do think a little bit about putting thumbnails on what you're producing. But I think that's all I want to say about Open Processing. So best of luck with your first assignment. I hope these videos have been useful, and please comment, please tell us what you think about them. Were they too long, were they too short, what could improve them? We are listening, and we'll take on board your suggestions. Thank you.